Oh, anytime you get this time of year, fall, there's football in the air. My family eats, sleeps, breathes it. I got a son that'll be a junior this year in high school. So, you always look forward to this time of year. I mean, we've heard everybody say how fast this summer went, and, you come off spring ball and everything. But, you really look forward to the opening of fall camp. I've enjoyed seeing, we've had a lot of guys stick around this summer, but I've really enjoyed seeing the group of guys that are starting to come in and trickle in here towards the end of the summer. And, just seeing those guys as they develop through the summer, and really excited to see our young incoming freshmen, step on campus for the first time as a football player for BHSU. So it's always an intriguing, exciting. You look forward to it all the time. It's been the last 2 years. We've had games early on that we were close. Lost a couple games by 3, by 2, by a touchdown, and we had to find ways to win those games. And I think it's a testament to our kids that they're never going to give up. They're going to fight. Our coaching staff motivates these kids, keeps them going throughout the year. And I think the guys even attested to it. It wasn't like we really made a wholesale change. We just quit making mistakes. We quit turning the ball over on offense. We were getting more turnovers on defense. We were doing the things we needed to do, from a schematic standpoint, to stopping teams and putting points on the board. It wasn't like we all of a sudden, got to halfway through the season and said, oh, we got to make all these changes and start winning. We just started doing the things we know how to do. We did them right. But we got to start our season, and we got to find ways to win those games early. Got to win that conference or that rivalry game against a Tech who's going to be in our conference in a couple of years. Get that home stake trophy back up in our trophy case. And those are the things we're really excited and looking forward to this year. Well, I think so. I mean, that's what the ultimate goal is. But I also think every season's new. You got new leadership. We got a group of 20 seniors this year, is the largest class we've had in a long time. And we expect a lot from those guys as far as coming in, getting these kids ready from the beginning. That can be the difference in winning and losing a game early on. And I think the leadership they give in the offseason, the leadership they gave through the summer, and then going into fall camp will pay dividends for us. That was one thing. I mean, our defense, whether it's our defensive coordinator, Coach Snyder, Coach Petrino, all our coaches, our players, they were not satisfied with last year. I mean, we definitely gave up too many yards, gave up too many points. You're not going to win games doing that. And they focused on so many things in the off season to make themselves a better player. The things that we were not doing well last year, whether it was when we were winning or losing. What are the things we can do to get off the field? What are the things we can do to create more turnovers? And so that was a big stress for us. And Steven and all those seniors, whether it be Trent Boner, all the way down to our defense. We got about 6 guys on the defensive line that are going to be seniors that have had experience. We got some guys in the secondary, Derek Eisenbraun, Brian Baldwin, who are going to give us experience, which we lost going into last year. We'd lost 9 seniors, and so we had a lot of guys that were veteran but hadn't had a lot of a playing experience. We got to take that experience and capitalize on that, and I think that the kids are motivated to do that. It is, and we got to continue to play well. I mean, we know as much as our defense wants to get off the field. When we get on the field, our goal is points, PTS. We want to put up points, and I think our guys are really motivated. I think as you look through it in the last few years, especially offensively, the guys getting comfortable with our system. And Ward, being a 4-year starter, he started a couple of games as a freshman, and then the last 2 years has been a consistent starter for us. But having those targets back, having that continuity, we're going to have a little different look in the backfield. Trent Butler is one of our few guys that has any experience. Harrison Dollins was kind of a role player, but we got some young freshmen, Fidel Parrish and Eddie Burgos, who we have high expectations for. And so that's going to be exciting for us to see those young guys develop. And I think offensive line, we get Andrew Blaylock back. We lost him last year to a pec injury and for the whole year. He was the catalyst of our offensive line that first year when he was a freshman. And getting him back made all the difference in the world in spring ball. And then we got a couple other guys that have starting experience within that line. And we got some good young guys that I think are going to step up and really fulfill that role. So there's very high expectations on offense, defense, and then special teams. We got Christian Parr, who was an all-conference kid, so there's a lot of things that we know play a vital role in what we can do. It's coming good. I mean, you can use it as an excuse, or you can just say, hey, was it different? Yeah, do we need to recruit a different type of kid? No doubt. I mean, you got to get a talented kid. We want to get the same type of kid as the 3 guys you just talked to. They don't get any better than that. We're going to continue to bring those kind of kids in, those high-character kids in. But, I think we saw the talent level that's in this conference, and you better be able to play week in and week out, or you're going to lose a game by 3. You're going to lose a game by a touchdown. You can't make mistakes that maybe we made or were able to make back then and still win a game. And so that transition's been there's always going to be challenges to that, but I'm excited about our kids and our coaching staff being ready to step up to that challenge. I've heard you ask one of these guys, what's it like to play for Coach Reiners? And I'm a very small piece, and we have one of the best coaching staffs around. I'm very fortunate to have our full-time guys, our graduate assistants, our stipend guys that come in, and really that's been the difference I feel in this change is the ability to keep these coaches and the way they recruit and the way they go out and get kids and the way they coach the kids we got up and motivate them, and that's where I've been blessed in this transition. And this is our second full year in Division II, but it's our third year in the conference, and so the newness is off. We've been to every place. We can't sit there and say, oh, we're transitioning. We need to just go out and win games the way we know how to do, and play the way we need to know that we know how to do. And I think success will come then. Well, I think I'm going to tell you the first thing is we got to take care of the football. Ward will be the first one to tell you he had more turnovers last year than he did his sophomore year, and that definitely affected our ability. You're putting your defense on the field too many times. We need to be able to create turnovers and stuff, and so that's one of the first things we need to be able to do. And we got to put points up. This is an offense or a conference where offenses are prevalent, and so we're going to continue to strive to do that. And then we have to improve defensively. We got to be able to get off the field, like Steven said, on third down and be able to stop teams. And we continue to work on that through spring ball. I know our guys are excited about just a few of the subtle changes we made to simplify things for them with the quick offenses that we have. And it's always challenging. I don't care if you're the defending conference champions in Pueblo or you're us who's just trying to get started. We're ready to meet those challenges with our kids, our coaches, our support, our staff, everybody, our administration. We got a new president, Tom Jackson Jr. Outgoing president, Dr. Shea Callenkamp, was outstanding, and he's just going to carry that on. And you got to be, when you make a transition like this, it can't just come from the players, the coaches. It's got to come from everybody. And we got great community support. We got a new turf field last year, new scoreboard that was there half the year, and so all those things are improvements that really help catapult you. But ultimately, it comes down to playing well and doing the things right on the field.